A special Friday feature here at the Weather Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm Suzanne Leonard, getting us ready for the weekend. Our very own night sky guy, Andrew Fazekas, is back. Have you had a good week?
Oh, very good. Thank you, Suzanne.
Clear skies and high pressure in a lot of areas. We'll take a look at weather conditions in a moment, which in many regions, Andrew, are going to be great for stargazing. And we've got a familiar friend back in our midst at a convenient viewing time. I'll put it that way.
That's right, absolutely. We're talking about the Big Dipper. It's a group of 7 stars. A lot of us may be familiar. If you're starting out stargazing, the Big Dipper is the perfect guidepost to learning the night sky, and it's right now in mid-evening skies, high up in the northern sky. So all you do is basically you face towards the north and you look towards the overhead sky, and you'll see the handle and the bowl of the Big Dipper sort of appearing upside down. So this is why it's so convenient right now, the springtime, because it's so high up in the sky and you can't really miss it.
And you said evenings, which is also good, so you don't have to be out in the middle of the night. And Andrew, you also said it's a guidepost, and it's really important to be able to do some landmarking, isn't it? To find something, and then you can branch out from there.
Exactly. So it's just like using a map, and the Big Dipper is a great way that you can actually use different combinations of stars to find different things. So if you take the 2 end stars in the bowl of the Big Dipper, for instance, it'll point down towards the North Star. And that marks the tail of the Little Bear. And the Big Dipper, of course, is the tail end of the Big Bear, Ursa Major. So you've got basically a 2-for-1 deal. And here you can see what the Big Dipper is a part of, is a big constellation called Ursa Major, the Big Bear. Now, don't ask me how many bears. I've never seen a bear with a tail.
No.
But
not one like that. It requires a bit of imagination, I find, to transpose what these images are into what you actually see in the night sky.
Exactly. But it's a great guidepost to start learning. The Big Dipper is easy to see.
And when you go off the tail of the Big Dipper, you get to Boots, don't you?
That's right. You have the Boots constellation, and you can even move on. And we'll cover that in the upcoming weeks as well. But before I forget, I wanted to mention something happening this Wednesday morning. The Moon and Venus are going to be coming together for a very close encounter. Now, this is going to be visible right across Canada, and this is basically at dawn. In the eastern part of Canada, basically east of Alberta, people will see Venus snuggling up very close to a crescent moon at dawn in the eastern skies. People basically from Alberta west will be actually seeing Venus being occulted, being eclipsed by the moon. So this is happening in the dawn skies.
And you said it's a close encounter. Is there a word that we use for that? Is it a juxtaposition?
This is what we call an occultation.
Occultation, okay.
An occultation, and this doesn't happen very often, but it's really neat. Now, folks, if you have a pair of binoculars, train it on the pair, and you'll see even once the sun has risen, you'll see the pair clearly in binoculars. And by 9:30 in the morning in the Eastern time, you'll be able to see Venus just underneath the moon with a pair of binoculars during daylight. Real spectacular sight.
That sounds great. Something interesting to look for this coming Wednesday morning. Of course, you need clear skies. And we're looking in which direction, Andrew?
This is towards the east, right where the sun rises.
Okay. Now, the Weather Network, of course, does a great job, if I say so myself, forecasting the weather down here on Earth. NASA has some big challenges with the approach of spring-summer season on Mars.
That's right. We're heading into a period of the Martian year that's prone to major dust storms. And the team operating NASA's Twin Mars rover is really taking advantage of all the satellites that are whirling around Mars right now to take pictures of the weather patterns on Mars. And so we're heading into that period where the rovers are at risk. And so you can see on these photos here of what happens when there is a major dust storm that envelops the entire globe of Mars.
What kind of damage would that do to the rovers?
Well, basically they run off of solar energy. So if their solar panels are covered with dust, they basically shut down. They can't operate, so they need the sunshine. And this has happened before, where up to 99% of the solar panel was cut off of sunlight back in 2007. So it's a major problem that they have to look out for.
Summer approaching on Mars with dust storms. Andrew, thank you so much for this.
You bet. Clear skies.
Have a great weekend. Here's Andrew's website. Look out for that occultation and the guidepost of the Big Dipper.